Hey guys, welcome to politIQ's Week in Review. I'm your host, the one with the most, Dan Vollmeyer, back with you here for our fifth go-around at the biggest, coolest, most exciting new game show on the planet.
It's true.
Hell yeah.
Talking politics and trivia, and somehow, amazingly, we can make it funny. It's not exactly the funniest of times right now, but we work our darndest to bring a little bit of joy and entertainment to you guys at a time where that seems to happen less and less.
It's getting a little ridiculous.
But before we get going, we got to talk rules. 10 questions and one bonus question. First 10 questions worth uno point, and the bonus question worth tres. I've been taking a little Spanish on the side, so I'm throwing in some Spanish. Hopefully everyone's able to understand what I'm saying. The highest score at the end of our 11 questions wins $5, and you'll also win a Voting Matters beanie. Not a Beanie Baby, although that would be cool, maybe something to think about for next week, but this is going to be a beanie hat that you put on, and it says Voting Matters, because voting does matter, and we encourage everyone to do it. I say vote and vote often, or vote one time. I think you're only allowed to vote once. But let's hop right into the first question. The U.S. charged 6 military officers from this country for a series of cyber attacks that caused over $1 billion in losses worldwide. Now, this is going to be a hint. The leader of this country is known for many things, but something I've noticed recently, he's very big on the man spread. The man spread.
Spread it. Spread it.
A big man spreader, not to be confused with our president, who's the super spreader.
Spread it.
Okay, pencils down. Here's the answer. Russia. That's right. According to the Justice Department, the Russian hackers conducted cyber attacks against the French elections, the Ukrainian government, the 2018 Winter Olympics. Why are we hacking the Olympics? I mean, are we really trying to change scores on the old toboggan run? That just seems a little silly to me, but you can't really put anything past Russia. They tend to do weird things. Again, you Google search Vladimir Putin, you're going to see some man-spreading going on. And I don't know if that's because he likes to ride horses, typically topless, which, you know, hey, I'm not here to judge. Not here to judge, but maybe he's forever just thinking he's just riding a nice steed between his legs, but I don't know. I think he should probably try and close him up a little bit. But let's open things up to question 2. The total number of coronavirus infections worldwide surpassed blank million, and you must be within 5. Well, let me just say this is a great opportunity just to remind everybody, please wear a mask. It's really the first line of defense to combat coronavirus. In China, they've been running out of masks, and they've been getting very creative now. I guess they've been going to the supermarket and using lettuce, melons, brassieres. It's getting really funky over there. So thankfully, we don't have to start walking around with brassieres on our face yet. Let's hit this answer. 40. There you go. The United States leads the world with the highest numbers of infections, 8.4 million to be exact, and deaths, 222,000. Question 3. According to a recent court filing, the federal government has been unable to track down the parents of 545 children separated at the border in 2018 as part of the Trump administration's blank policy. Boy, I was just looking at some of the photos of these ice camps. I mean, they don't even give them regular sheets. They give them basically tinfoil to sleep in. It's unbelievable. Still not sure how Reynolds Wrap was able to score a government contract this big.
Reynolds is the dominant player in nearly every category where it competes.
But these are people, not grandma's leftover tortellini. It's disgusting is what it is. Not my grandmother's tortellini, but what's been going on at these detention centers. Anyway, here's our answer. Zero tolerance. In 2018, the Trump administration instituted a zero tolerance policy that included controversial measures like separating families at the southern border in order to deter immigration to the U.S., but it was later ended by executive order following public outcry and legal scrutiny. Let's hop on to question 4. The Department of Justice recently sued this major tech company for unlawfully undermining competition. I guess this is the company that everybody uses every single day. And it's not Ask Jeeves. It is, let's see the answer, Google, or as some people like to call it, Google. The antitrust lawsuit, which Google called deeply flawed, and Google, if anything, they know deeply flawed, if you all remember the Google Glass, that big disaster.
Keep walking forward. Keep walking forward. Keep walking forward.
The lawsuit has the support of 11 states, and it alleges that Google has used anti-competitive tactics to maintain and extend its monopolies. Man, Ask Jeeves. I still check them out sometimes. I'm a liar. Question 5. The FBI recently took possession of a laptop, oh boy, here we go, allegedly belonging to this person that the Trump campaign says contains emails damaging to Joe Biden. It's never good when the FBI takes a laptop, unless it's mine, because my laptop's clear. I don't do anything on the laptop. I strictly do all of my funny business on my smartphone. I'm just kidding. Let's see the answer, guys. Hunter Biden, that's right. Although the laptop's emails, some of which were published by the New York Post last week, appear legitimate, the manner in which the laptop was obtained is under investigation. Some not great photos of Hunter Biden. I guess I'm not too familiar with the culture, but I believe it's called a crack pipe, and that's not good. That's what the politicians in Canada are supposed to be getting involved with. What was it? Rob Ford. R.I.P. Rob Ford. Loved that NFL tie you had, man. Loved it. Hey, let's stop talking about crack and start crack-a-lacking into our current scores. We currently have a three-way for third place. More importantly, we have Eshan in first place, and he knows his politics. But let's hop on to the next question. A new report warns the coronavirus pandemic is accelerating technological changes that could displace 85 million jobs worldwide within the next blank years. I guess one job that I know won't be going away, with the Zoom calls becoming more and more popular, we're really going to need like these special council members to be watching these Zoom calls. You hear about that guy from the New Yorker who was exposing himself during a Zoom call? I've been in some boring meetings before in my life too, but I never boring enough where I'm like, you know what? Let's just use my own body as a playground and just start partying. That gesture was just meant to be hands in the air, not a gesture similar to what this reporter was actually doing. Oh boy. All right, let's get to our answer. The answer is 5. There you go. According to the report published in the World Economic Forum, automation and the coronavirus recession is creating a double disruption scenario for workers that will also accelerate inequality worldwide. Question 7. The director of national intelligence said that this country is behind the recent email campaign threatening voters in numerous states to vote for Trump. Give you a little bit of a hint. The name of this country is also the name of a very popular song by Flock of Seagulls. I'll even hum it for you. In my head, I was humming it perfectly. Speaking of Flock of Seagulls, I feel like that's the one thing that cannot stand up to President Trump's hair. A flock of seagulls starts flying around, I think Secret Service is like, down, down. I'll be inserting a photo later of Trump and his hair being destroyed by a flock of seagulls. Let's get to our answer. I ran so far away. No. The DNI and FBI director stated that was responsible for the email campaign, which was made to look like it came from the Proud Boys and threatened voters in at least 3 states to support Trump or else. Question 8. What major pharmaceutical company recently pled guilty to federal charges for its role in creating the opioid crisis? Now, this is something that hits close to me. I actually live just down the road from where this company is located. I'm not going to tell you where I'm located, and in fact, I'm going to try and blow you way off course here. I live in Juneau, Alaska, and it's nice. You know, there's a lot of locals that do a lot of fishing, and it's cold most of the year, but it's nice. Speaking of Juneau, did you know the answer to question 8 is Purdue Pharmaceuticals? Has nothing to do with Purdue chicken, but they are the makers of OxyContin, a popular painkiller. They'll have to pay more than $8 billion in fines and will eventually be dissolved as a result of the charges. Wow, that's big news. I wonder if that means Oxy's going away. The way I said that sounds like I'm into Oxy, and all of a sudden I'm going to be making less money because I'm not going to be able to sell it anymore. All right, question 9. This person made headlines when he declared support for civil unions for same-sex couples. So if you're into politics, and I'm guessing you are, a nice little hint here, think of the main character from the show House of Cards. Not the actor who currently is out of work because of sexual misconduct, but the main character from House of Cards, same name as the answer, which is Francis, Pope Francis to be specific. In a new documentary, the leader of the Catholic Church states homosexual people are children of God and have a right to a family. Pope Francis has previously suggested he favors same-sex civil unions, but this is the first time he has explicitly expressed his support. All right, question 10. At least 12 people were killed during a recent violent crackdown on protests against police brutality in this country. Here's a hint, it's a country where unfortunately clean water is hard to come by. Thankfully, we don't have that problem here in the States, although you might not think that if you watch the way President Trump drinks his water, carefully trying to savor every single drop like it's liquid gold. We don't want to see that. Let's hit that answer. Nigeria. There we go. The populous African country has seen a wave of recent protests against police accused of corruption, rape, torture, and murder. Oh boy, those are the big four. You never want to see that in any police department. But we got to talk current scores. In third place, we have P squared, Andy. I hope I'm saying that right. Andy, or Andy, A-U-N-D-Y, and Chris. They're all in third place. Second place, Ishan. And then in first place, how about this? A newcomer, or at least a newcomer to the current winner's circle, Biscuit. Biscuit is in first place. Wow. I wonder if that's your real name. I knew a dog named Biscuit, and man, that dog was a real pain in the neck. But I bet you're not Biscuit. I bet you're great. I bet you're a very nice doggy, or human, most likely a human. Let's hop right into our final question. Cue the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music, which I have not paid a single penny for. If this whole operation goes down, I have nothing to do with any of this. This is all on Connor. I'll come visit you in prison, buddy. All right, here we go. Bonus question time. Let's do this. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and this person have been engaged in ongoing negotiations this week over a potential new coronavirus relief package. Hint, he's the Treasury Secretary. I feel like this is just a story that just does not want to end. Will we get it? Will we not get this corona relief package? My goodness. But hey, let's get to that answer. The answer is Steve Mnuchin. Senate Democrats blocked a vote on a $500 billion stimulus package in favor of a more comprehensive $1.8 trillion deal currently being negotiated between Pelosi and the White House. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, who, by the way, Mitch McConnell, I'm still convinced he was that little fly that landed on Pence's head. Am I right? He looks just like a fly, that Mitch McConnell. Anyway, good old Mitch McConnell said he would consider the package if it has presidential approval. But he has also privately, whatever that means, I guess, in dark alleyways somewhere, he's privately urged the White House not to strike a deal before the election in order to focus on approving the Supreme Court nominees.
Amy Coney Barrett now joins the nation's highest court.
Let's find out who the big winner is. Tonight's winner, Ishan. Congratulations, buddy. Big applause. You're our big money winner. And when I say big money, I mean $5. That's exciting. Want to thank everybody so much for playing. Election's coming, man. It's not stopping. This train has left the station, and we're getting there rapid fire sooner rather than later. We'll see everybody next week. Again, I'm Dan Volmar. Thanks for playing Week in Review.